Hello, my name is Soroban. So this is the demo is for the build Stellar project, the dApp project. This is my submission. So I built a e-commerce platform, the Villa Food Store. So it's a local store that sells organic foodstuffs. So my prompt is actually building a sustainable dApp that people can come in and it will actually solve a problem, which is actually getting people organic foodstuff. So that's our mission. So this is the project. At first here, you go to the food store and you see that it is available in the food store. So when you click to add to cart, you see that there is please connect wallet address to continue. So up here, this is first time interaction, and I'll just connect it, and the food items we want to cart. So we can choose to add more quantity, or we can choose to remove from the cart. And then here is the total of them coin, which is actually going to be 1,198. I can click to place order, and then I have a reward section here. So this reward section encourages people to buy more organic foods. So it has like a reward system, which if a user buys an order or places more order, and I have a order value that is above 50 token, the person will be entitled to 2% of the total. So this is register. I'll try to register. I'll see wallet not connected, and then until I connect the wallet before I can register. So that's it. Hello, my name is Soroban, and this is a demo for the CLI for the build with Stellar smart contracts. So I want to explain how the addition of the functions in my smart contract, and how it ran on the Stellar using Stellar CLI. So the first the first function I have here is the transfer XLM. So this function helps to transfer the native token from a particular address to another address. So you see here, I first did a require auth, which means that this function we expect this address here, there is going to be the transfer of the token. So we are expecting that the address we have to sign with that transaction with his secret key. So here we just build the XLM address. So this address is actually the XLM testnet address, and then we store that address in the data key of token, and then we create a token client. So this token client is inbuilt in the Stellar SDK. So it has the function to transfer, and the token.transfer will transfer from that person's address to the next person address. So this person address, the tool here can be a public user, public address, or a contract address, and then the amount here will specify how much token you are sending. And then here what I did was to create an ID. So there should be a transaction ID that's to hold the transaction, a hash that will hold the transaction of that for this function. And then you can see that the function returns the transaction ID. So if I search by this transaction ID, I should be able to find this transaction that has been done here. And then the next one I did here was the register. So the register function registers a user to the smart contract. So what it does, it takes the user address, the name of the user, and the email of that user, and returns a Boolean expression that's true or false. So here I take the user and save it in a key, and then I will check here to know if the user has been registered before, and if the person has registered before, it should return false and close this implementation. But if not, if the user has not been registered before, it should create a user ID for the person. So what the user ID here does is to hold is a counter. So as the user, as this is the user at this point here, this is the user object that I'm creating, but we need a counter. We need that as the user comes, the ID will increment from 0 to 1 to 2 to 3. So we need to specify the user ID here, and then we'll add the +1. So it will first search the user ID, and if it is 0, it adds to 1. So anything it sees before, it adds 1 on top. So that's the counter, and then we set the counter into the user counter, and then adds the counter here, and then we now save the user. So you can see to set that user, this user object which we created here, to set it into the user data key with the address of that user here. And then here we also create a ID, to a registration ID to save the user. So at this point here, you can see that the user reg ID is matched to the user address here. So anytime we look for this, we search by this user reg ID to see the details of this user in the database there, and at the end of the day, we return true that the registration was successful. So the I did for the login here is that I just search the storage here, the persistent storage here, that for this key, that is for this user here, and if I see the user, it should just output a boolean expression of true or false. And then for here, this is just to get the username. So it takes the user address and gets the username. If not, it will return user not found as a string. And then the interesting part here comes in the place order. So in the place order, I am expecting the user to place an order. So it takes in the user address, which to specify the user which is placing the order, and then it takes the amount that the user is person has the order value of maybe 30 token now as its total cart order value. That's the amount here. So I require the user to use a secret key to sign the transaction, and then I also assert that the token should not be less than 0. If not, it will panic. The amount must be positive. And then here it creates the SLM token with the testnet address here, and also creates the client which we use to do the transfer. So at this point here, we're saying that transfer from the user, that is from the user that is paying for the service, paying for the fruit, and then transfer it into our contract address, which is this smart contract address, to the amount. And then after transferring, then we want to now take the order value. So we will do the counter, which I explained in the order function, and then we create an order object here. So and specify the counter at the ID here, and then we save the order object into the order data key, so showing you the order. So if I look for a particular order by the ID, I should be able to find it. And then here I create a tracker, the user to be able to have a reward system, so that to encourage the user to want to buy more organic fruits for because it encourages good health. So I want the user to keep on coming back. So that's why I implemented a reward structure here. So I use a tracker to track if this order value tracker is for that user is there, and if it is not there, that it should just initialize this order tracker with these values. So order value is 0, reward percentage 2%. So, and then at this point it increments the total value, which is this, by the amount, that's the amount of the order value. And then here we are checking that if that total value, if the total value of the order is greater than 50, so that is 50 Tron, yeah. So if it's greater than 50 Tron, 50 XLM, yeah, then it should take this reward and then times it by take it and times it by the percentage, which is the reward percentage. Yeah, that's 2, and the total value it resets back to 0, so that if the user gets back, the user will have to now buy more, place more order, and it changes the reward system to 1%. So it's only for the first time the user crosses 50 that he gets 2%. From the other times, he's going to get 1% of his total reward value. And then I created a function to get that order by the order ID. So I put the order ID, I should be able to get that order, or I should panic order not found. And hello, so my name is Sheloka Madbugo. So to complete the previous tutorial, this is the CLI, this is the Stellar contract invoked. So this command is used to interact with the blockchain through the Stellar CLI. So I have run down some commands here. So these are the functions which I showed you in the previous video. So all of them have a particular pattern in which they are formed. There's the AG. So this AG just holds the network key, which is the testnet, and then the source account, which is the admin, and the admin has been, the secret key of the admin has been stored on this system, so the admin can actually sign these transactions. So this after that, the ID shows the contract. That's this contract. Local food store is that's the name of this contract here, this function here. So the function name will be written first, and this, and then the token is actually going to be the XLM token here. So I want to initialize this storage with the XLM token, and then next thing I did here for the I transferred XLM to this address. So from the admin account, which is also the source account, I also transferred I think 1000 XLM to this address. And then I registered this address with a name of Sheloka, so that's my name and my email. And then login, I logged in. So this login will just show if the user has actually been logged in, and then the get username to get my username, which is Sheloka here, and place order, and this is the amount of my total order value. And then to get the order value, if I put in the ID of 1, you should be able to get this order value for me. And then this is the user reward. So the reward I got, that is 2% of the total value, which is above 50 SLM here. And then the process, so it will be processed and give me true, means that I've received my reward. So I come here, I've already run the application, so I will just show you how it displays here. So transfer 1000 SLM, so that's it, what I did here. And then you can see that I transferred the 1000 SLM to the other address, and then this is the transaction ID which we created. And so if I search by transaction ID, I should be able to find this transaction. And then the register user, so I've registered the user and I put true, telling me that user has been registered successfully. And then the login user, he also gave me true, so meaning that user is being found in that blockchain. And then I asked it to give me the user name, and which it is Sheloka, which is username. That's the return. And then I place an order, and then this order here, the value of the order is 60 SLM, which is actually above the 50 SLM which we specified for a user to have to be able to earn is 2%. So we get the user order, the user reward, and you can see user reward here is actually that should be 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is like 12. So the user reward is 12 XLM, which is 2% of this 6 or 60 XLM of the order value there. We get the user order here, so you can see this is the user object, the order object here. So the amount is this is the amount the user paid for this order. If you feel this true, timestamp, this is the time, the smart contract time when it happened, and then this is the user that actually paid for that order. And then here is the user receive our reward. Return true if user has received this. You can see true as the specifying that the user actually received this reward of 12 XLM. So thank you for this amazing project. I've really learned a lot, and I hope you also learn a lot from going through my project. Thank you.